friends, welcome to my channel Chic and Savvy, where we talk about all things relating to planning and budgeting. My name is Carissa, and today we will be budgeting my paycheck for the 4th week of August. So let's go ahead and get into it. We are coming to an end with this month. It's honestly crazy. Let's flip to August. I usually have this on this side and I'm trying to switch it up, but now I don't have enough room. So we're just gonna push this out, even if it's not in the view. So first, let's go ahead and review my financial goals for the month of August. So for this month, me and my husband want to pay off our Discover card, keep to our budget, and start paying towards our city credit card. The first goal is to pay off the Discover card. So we're gonna do this by using extra debt money that we collect for every paycheck and we stuff in our sinking funds envelope. And we're gonna pay off this credit card by the end of the month, and that actually is going to happen. So you'll see that when we budget our paycheck for this week. The next goal is to keep to our budget. We're gonna do this by limiting eating out, packing our lunches, and not buying anything that we don't need. I feel like we've actually done a pretty good job as far as we could. It was my husband's birthday this month, so we did spend on a few things, but I don't think that we went overboard. And the third goal is to make additional payments towards our city card. So we're actually going to be able to do this too. And because we are paying off our Discover card, this is going to be our new priority. So I think we did super well this month, and it's really motivating. So we just need to keep the ball rolling and keep it going with trying to pay off as much debt as we can. So next, let's look at my bills calendar. So for August, this is going to be our last paycheck of the month. So this is going to be paycheck 4. It's in this pink color. So if you're not familiar with how I do my bills calendar, I'll kind of do a review really quick. Each paycheck I highlight in a different color. And then I write down all of my bills, and then I highlight the bills that correlate with that paycheck, and I'm gonna use that paycheck to pay for those bills. So the first paycheck of the month is in yellow, so any bills that are in yellow, I'm gonna use that paycheck to pay for those bills. Second paycheck is in this blue color. Any bill that you see in blue, I'm gonna use this paycheck to pay for those bills. Same thing with here. This paycheck is brown. I have one brown bill. That's what I use to pay it. And then this paycheck is in pink. So any bills that you see in pink, I'm gonna use this paycheck to pay those bills. We do have one more paycheck in August on the 29th, but I'm going to use that paycheck as my first paycheck for the month of September. And the reason for that is at the beginning of the year, I take a look at all of me and my husband's bills. Our paycheck calendar. Let me go ahead and get that. So here is all of our pay dates, and I'm in pink and he's in blue. So I take a look at all of our paychecks, and then I determine how our schedule is going to be. So we are in August right here. So let's see, we have 5. So some people might have used that as like a magic month, but for me, I don't do it that way. I determine when I want the magic paycheck to be, and by magic paycheck, I mean our extra paycheck. So if you get paid bi-weekly, you get 26 paychecks a year, but you only need 24 paychecks a year to pay your bills if you are splitting them in half. So that would give you 2 paychecks a month. So we had our extra paycheck in June because that's the way I planned it out. And that's just the way that I like to do things. So let's go back here. So this payday is going to be the first payday of September. I just like to label it here so that way it lets me know that that's going to be the first paycheck. So let's go ahead and get our sheets. So I get this from the LittleBirdieCanada. It comes with her dashboard that I use for my lifestyle planner. And I am going to get back into doing lifestyle content. I wanted to try out a different method on how I do my spreads this month and my calendar. and I'm liking it so far, so that's what I'm going to incorporate going into the next month, and I'm going to film that for you guys. So that content will be coming back. But this comes with the dashboard, and I get it from the LittleBirdieCanada off her Etsy shop, and then I just color it in. But she has a few different versions of what you can color in and like the style, and this is just the one I chose. And then I base my color schemes off of how I colored it. So let's go ahead and budget this paycheck. So I'm going to use the paycheck planner sheet. Me and my husband do use a zero-based budget, and what that means is we put every single dollar into a category, so that way at the end of the budget we should get $0 left over because every single dollar has been budgeted and accounted for. But I make these sheets myself on Canva. There are plenty of sheets available that are very, very similar to this and to this method. I just choose to make my own sheets because it's easier for me to manipulate and print out. But you can honestly do this on a piece of paper. I also do this in Excel because I like to have both versions just so I can keep better track of things. But you could do this on a piece of paper, writing out what your income is and what your bills are. Setting up a budget does not have to be that complicated. So first we're going to start with writing the payday. And that is August 21st. And it is my paycheck. So we're gonna write my income, and we are budgeting $13.75. So first we like to start off on what our income is. So any income that you are gonna have for this week, you would list it here that you're gonna use to pay for your bills. Next is our fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are any expenses that you have that are a fixed amount that have to be paid no matter what. So this could be your rent, your mortgage, your car payment, your water bill, your gas bill, electric bill, phone plan, anything like that is going to be a fixed expense. Now, debt is a fixed expense, but I like to separate my debt out just because I like to see it all together. So I do have a separate debt section here. So any of our bills in pink here are what we are going to list for our fixed expenses. So we first have USAA. This is our insurance. And that is going to be $359. And we have Discover. That's a debt, so we're going to wait to put that on the back in our debt section. We have a subscription. Webtoon, and that's $11. And then True West is also a debt, and then Crunchyroll is a subscription, and that is $11. So that is all of our fixed expenses for this week. Let me grab my calculator so we can calculate this out. So we have $359, 11 is $381. Perfect. And so now we can go to our debt. And we have Discover. And we have True West. So True West is $125. And we're actually going to put 0 for Discover because we are going to use our sinking funds envelope for our extra debt to pay off this card this week. So you could either, I put 0 because I know I'm going to use that money to pay it off, but I could have wrote here that we are going to use the money from our sinking funds envelope to pay that off. It's really up to you how you want to visualize paying that off. I have like a separate debt section so I know I'm going to use that money. But I know I've seen other people who budget, they will put that sinking fund here as income because you're using that money to pay for something else, and then listing out $500 here because that's what we're going to pay it off. It's just up to you and your preference, but this is how we're going to do it because it just makes more sense in my brain to do it this way, and then just take my sinking funds and put that money in the bank. So this is $125. Perfect. Now we can get rid of this because we've listed everything out that we need, and we'll bring this back once we do our Saveopoly challenge. So now we have our variable expenses. Variable expenses are expenses that you have that vary in amount, but they're still expenses that you need to budget for every month or every week. So for me and my husband, this looks a little different because we live with my parents and we don't pay for like groceries or household items and stuff like that, but that stuff would be listed here. So what we do pay for is we give my parents money every week, and we give them $250. We give our moms money, and that's $50. And then we have my husband's spending, and he gets $30. And we have my spending. I get $30. And then we have gas, and we budget $50. And then we have eating out. We budget $30. And then we have fun times. We budget $30. Donations, we budget $5. And then my husband's lunch, we budget $30. So that is everything that we need in addition to our bills to basically survive and what we want to plan for. Those are our variable expenses. So now we can calculate this out. So $250, $50, $30, $30, $50, $30, $30, $5, $30. So we have $505. So now that we have all of our bills listed, our variable expenses, and our debt, we can determine how much money we're going to have left over to put towards savings after everything that we need is paid for. So we take our income and we subtract our fixed expenses. We subtract our variable expenses. And we subtract our debt. So left over, we have $364 to put towards savings and sinking funds. Oh, actually I needed that. Perfect. So now this is where you can determine where you want to put this money. If all of this money you want to put as an extra debt payment, that could be an option. If you want to split this money up and just put half in savings, half towards debt, or if you have sinking funds and savings challenges like I do, I split this money up into different categories so that way I have money saved for different events in my life. So the categories that we are gonna save for this week are checking cushion. So this is just an account that I have. We put a little extra money in there in case we need to get something that's out of budget or is over in some way. So we are gonna do that. We're gonna do our extra debt envelope. So this is towards, currently it's paying off our Discover card. And then we're gonna do car maintenance. Savings, that's our savings challenge. Our Saveopoly challenge. Our monthly challenge. We're gonna do holidays. Christmas, me and you, and haircuts. So those are everything, all of the categories that we are going to use this money to put towards this week. So we have $364 left over. I know for checking cushion, we like to do $5 in there. So we have 359 left. Let's get our Saveopoly challenge because we have to roll the dice for that, and I don't know what that amount is going to be. So let's grab that so that way we can see what that number is. Okay, so here we go. Let's grab our dice. So currently we are at $10 visiting jail. That's what we rolled last week. So let's see. We rolled a 6 and a 5, so 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, $11. So we rolled a 3. We got some low amounts this time. I know at one point we were getting like 60, 20, 30, but it took a break on us this month. We only got 10, 26, 10, 3. So we were here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just want to make sure. So we are saving $3 this week. So that's actually less. I usually kind of predict that we're going to get at least $20. So we're only saving $3. So we are going to add another category here for gifts because we do have a housewarming party. We're going tomorrow and I do have to grab something for them. So we are actually going to put 15 in gifts. So we have -3, -15. Perfect. So we have 341 left over. All right. So car maintenance, we're going to do 10. We only have 3 icons left for our monthly challenge, and every icon is $5. So we are going to do 15. And then our savings challenge is our $10 challenge. So we're going to do 10. And then haircuts is going to get 5. Me and you is going to get 5. Christmas 5. Holidays 5. So we have 286. Okay. Currently in our extra debt envelope, we have $350. To pay off our Discover card, it is $500. So we have enough money to pay that off. So we would only need $150 to pay that off. And I also want to start, now that would be paid off, we want to start on our city credit card. So I do want to make a payment towards that. So I think I'm going to use the rest of that money to put into extra debt. So let's do 280. And so we should have $6 left over. Let me just make sure that is correct. Oh, I'm missing a category. We need buffer. And we're gonna do 5. Okay, I think that makes more sense. So then we did 15, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Minus 15, minus 5. Okay, so we have $1 left over, and that's great. We can just leave that in the account in case any of these bills go over or something. So this came out to $363. Perfect. Okay, so that is how I would budget my money, because I like to break out all of our savings goals. It makes more sense to me, so that way you always have what you need and you have money set aside for those things. But I know some people just like to have a savings account that they pull from and all their money is dumped into one. It really just depends on how you organize your finances and what you're comfortable with. This is what has been working for us, and it's actually been working really well since we've been doing it. We were able to take our 1-year anniversary trip, pay off some debt, budget for birthdays and all that kind of stuff. So this is just works better for us in our system. So now that we have everything that we need, now we can determine what money we need to grab from the bank, because we do cash stuff all of our savings challenges and our wallet items. with cash. We don't just use our debit card or transfer money. I do that for some things, but it makes it easier for me not to see the money and for my husband not to see the money. So saving in cash has been working really good for us instead of just swiping our card blindly, because your money's not, what's it called? It's just like not physical. So it's just the way we like to set things up. So first, let's go ahead and put our wallet categories on here. And for spending, I give myself 30, but I only like to keep 10 in my wallet and 20 on my debit card because I do online shop a lot. Preferably, if I'm shopping, it's probably online. So now that is all of our wallet stuff. So now we can list out our savings. This should be $363 is what we had saved. We're gonna subtract the checking cushion, and then we're gonna add in our wallet amounts. So 10, 30, 35, so 433. So that is how much we are going to get out of the bank. So now we can decide what denominations we want for all of these. So for my spending, since it's 10, I'm just gonna do a $10 bill. Eating out gets 30, so we're gonna do a 20 and a 10. Fun times is 30, so we're gonna do a 20 and a 10. Donations is 5, so we're gonna do 5. Extra debt is 280. We're gonna do 100. We're just gonna do $200 bills, a 50, a 20, so it's 270 and a 10. 250, 78, yes. Car maintenance is 10, so we're gonna do a 10. Savings is a 10. Saveopoly is $3, so we're gonna do 3 ones. Monthly is 15, but this is our $5 challenge, so we're gonna do 3 5s. The rest of these are 5s. Gifts is 15, so we're gonna do a 10 and a 5, and then buffer is 5. Perfect. Okay. Now we can fill out this section down here. So the quantity, we need 3 ones. 5s, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10s, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 20s, we need 3. 50s, we need 1. And 100s, we need 2. So that is 13, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26. So those are 26 actual bills that we'll be getting. And then the value. So we need 3 ones. 10 times 5 is 55s. 10s, we need $70. 20s, we need 60. 50s, we need 50. 100s, we need 200. So let's make sure that calculates to 433. So we have 3, 50, 70, 60, 50, 200, and it does. Perfect. So our numbers match, which means we did it right. Some of the times it doesn't. So now we can write on our slip. So guys, I was going through boxes because I just have random boxes of stuff at my parents' house. And I used to cash stuff years ago. And that's why I have my savings challenges binder and it's blue, because I used to just have one binder. But I bought this from a girl on YouTube that I used to watch like 5 years ago when cash stuffing wasn't that big yet. And I bought this from her and I was like, oh my God, I need this. I usually use my sticky notes, but this is laminated and it's perfect from what I need it for. So I'm gonna be using this from now on as long as I like to use it. I can't believe I found it. I also found all of my old like envelopes and cash stuffing stuff that I used to use, which was kind of nostalgic. Because I used to do this method a long time ago, guys. And back then I was just really young, and me and my husband, like, we weren't married yet, but we were really tied. And so financially, like, I was helping him out with a lot of stuff, and I don't even remember what happened 5 years ago. I might have been living in my first apartment, or I was living with my parents. I can't remember. But my finances were just a mess. And this is like really the first time that we've pretty much been stable. And that is why the system is working for us. But I thought this was so cool to find, and it's kind of just nostalgic to bring it back out and using it for this journey now. So I thought that was super cool. So I'm going to use this, and we are going to write out our quantity. So for ones, we need 3. Oh, I don't have anything to wipe this with if I don't like it. Guess I'll just have to use my finger. I don't even think this is the right marker. I think I need a Sharpie, and I don't have one. I have this, but I think it's too big. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna see if this works. So for hundreds, let's go back, let's go up. We need 2. And I'm left-handed, so I don't want to smudge this. So that would be, yeah, this is not the right pen. 200. And then 50s, we need 1. And that is 50. 20s, we need 3. And that is 60. 10s, we need 7. And that is 70. 5s, we need 10. And that is 50. 1s, we need 3, and that is 3. And then total is 433. Okay. Let's kind of let that dry. Okay, so this is what I'm going to take to the bank and give to my girl at the bank, because I go to the same girl every single time. And I usually just give this to her at this point because she knows what I need it for. And she'll get me these denominations, and then we'll be all ready to go for our cash stuffing. But that is everything for this week, guys. We got our budget done. I'm feeling good. And I'm super excited because we're going to be able to pay off a credit card. So stay tuned for that when we do our cash stuffing. So that way you guys can see the money and that we hit our goal. But thank you all for being by my side throughout this journey. And I can't wait to see where life takes us. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye, friends.